Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geeks Around. I'm your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. We are here to discuss the Season 3 penultimate episode of The Walking Dead. It was a real good one. I'm excited to do this discussion. Joining me, of course, is my host, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just hanging out, having fun.
That's what's up. Let's see. Also joining the panel for this week's discussion, we have Aisha Franklin. Welcome back.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
And also joining us, normally a YouTube commenter, but we have Antonio Cunningham in the house. What's going on, Antonio?
Hey, what's going on? I barely made it. I just got in 10 minutes ago.
Right on, right on. Michael Banks in the house. What's up?
What's up?
Reggie is also here. It's like, what's going on, Reggie?
Howdy, I'm working on dinner, so I'm going to be popping in and out.
I know how that goes. And, oh, man, blast from the past. I started Geeks Around. The first ever episode of Geeks Around was with this man right here, Seth Schmitz from Whatcast. What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Oh, it's been busy and fun, but I've been keeping up with the show, and I wanted to talk about this episode, so here I am.
Right on, man. Glad to have you. Stacey, always a pleasure to see you.
Well, thank you very much. I couldn't leave Aisha here by herself to fend for the ladies tonight.
Thanks.
Of course. And last and most certainly not least, my man Todd Grundle. What's going on, buddy?
Hello, everybody.
All right, so we got a pretty big panel today. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it. It's like this was one of those other kind of once-off episodes where we didn't exactly see all the members of the cast. We kind of focused on certain people, and this was pretty much Merle and Michonne's episode. And it was really interesting seeing the two of them together. It's like the part that shocked me is like the whole time they were together, not one racist comment or not one racist or sexist comment from Merle the entire time.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that realized that.
Okay, wait. Before we begin, I just want to say I was correct when I said that Rick was going to give Michonne up. I was correct.
He didn't go through it. No, he didn't go through it.
No, but he actually said he was going to do it, although he backed down.
Well, then it didn't count.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I totally called Merle dying.
Yeah. Stacey did call that one. Speaking of the Merle situation, it's like there was another person here that had a little prediction about Merle. Michael.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's betrayal for me. Hey.
No.
He knocked him back, then he took out the jump.
True, he kidnapped her, but he was trying to do that for the good of the group. You predicted that he would be a turncoat for the governor, a plant, and that did not exactly turn out.
Yeah, you stuck with it.
Yeah. He did it for himself, though. He didn't do it for the group.
I think, moreover, it's like he did it primarily to at least try to protect his brother.
which is
Like,
for himself.
He did it for Daryl.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too.
To be fair, he could have still been a plant, just never got a chance to do anything. I'm.
He could have been a secret
argument. I'm trying
CIA
to
agent.
We'll never know now.
I guess not.
That caught me by surprise.
Yeah, it's like the way that situation turned out kind of caught me by surprise too. Absolutely. But before we get too deep into that, it's like let's go back and kind of get into just pretty much what all happened in this episode. This episode obviously was about Rick having a choice to make whether or not to give Michonne over to the governor in order to maintain some sort of peace treaty between the prison group and the Woodbury group, which we all knew the governor was going to betray. And it's like, I actually have to give it up to Merle. Merle told him, no, you ain't doing this. And completely nailed that one.
He took it on his own. Didn't even consult his brother. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was going to say, I think that's why he did it so quickly, is because of the fact I think he wanted to do it before Rick changed his mind. I think that was actually in his head. It's like, okay, if I wait until the end of the day, Rick's going to tell me not to do it, so I better do it right now.
Well, he said that clearly, that.
Yeah.
Rick won't.
it was still a helpful choice, and it's like, and also in this episode, it's like I kind of like just kind of getting in Merle's head a little bit. It's like from this, I got the feeling that Merle knows who he is. He knows he's the bad guy. He's the one that does the dirty work. But I got the feeling that he didn't want to be that. It's like he knows what he is. He knows that that's who he is, but he didn't want to be that. Anyone else get that feeling out of this?
That's what Michonne said. You know, the one who feels the weight is not really a bad guy, because a real bad guy is light as a feather.
I mean, I think
he won't be able to tell the difference anyway.
He's always been pushed into that role. Like, that's something that he's always been. He's never had any other option to be the good guy or to be the soft guy or to be the guy that anybody could turn to other than Daryl.
I don't know. I think that he had a chance when he was left on the roof. He could have walked away and he could have been the nice guy somewhere else. But he I mean, he could have reinvented himself to be whatever he wanted to be, but he didn't. He just continued playing that role.
But he did reinvent himself when he let Michonne go, and he went after the governor himself. Although it was a failed attempt. I know it was a failed attempt, but he still tried.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I think that was the influence of his brother, though, is because of the fact that, well, his brother and the group in general, is because Rick finally let him into the inner circle. I know he was joking when saying I'm honored to be in the inner circle, but I think he really kind of was.
A half a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of like, okay, I not everybody is rejecting me in this group, and I think that is what made him change his mind. I think that as much as Michonne's talk was what did it.
I can see that.
Yeah, and speaking of Michonne talking, it's nice to see her doing more of that now.
Yeah. You wouldn't shut up!
And it was fabulous. Yeah. It was amazing to hear a female talk other than someone else who wasn't in this episode.
Yeah, she who shall not be named.
There it is. There it is right now. Got.
So
I did it this episode.
I'll try to be quiet.
If Kim is not here,
I need to put
Kim, we love you. We hope you get better soon. But if Kim ain't here, then she who will not be named shall not be named. She wasn't in this episode.
So,
who is that?
I thought it was interesting the conversation that Daryl had with Michonne when Daryl found Michonne. Michonne was just like chopping up a zombie, and he's all like, "Where's my brother? Where's my brother? You kill him?" I mean, it was such a short conversation. It's like, no, he went that way. Okay. I mean, it was just like so matter of fact. Like, there was no doubt. There was no. What's that?
If she did kill him, if it had gone that way.
Oh, I didn't hear any of that.
Me either.
Hear any of what?
It was two people talking at the same time.
Sorry, that's my bad.
What did you say, Todd?
Oh, I said, I wonder what would have happened if the situation actually had been, she killed Merle as an escape, what Daryl might have done.
Nothing?
I don't think anything either.
Yeah.
You think you would have been okay with it because of the fact that Daryl kind of deserved it?
He wouldn't have known she had to do what she had to do. I don't know.
Sorry, Merle kind of deserved it. I got the rednecks mixed up for a second there.
Oh, boo you.
No, but I completely agree with that. It's like I don't think that Daryl. It's like, I mean, Daryl of course would have been upset and sad, but I think at the end of the day he understood.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Now that his brother's dead, and it is at least partially Rick's fault, because it is partially Rick's fault. What? Do you think he's gonna hold it against Rick?
No.
Nah.
How is it Rick's fault? Come on.
I would love to hear this logic.
Because Rick is who sent him out on the job.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
What's that?
He told him that he would go with him, and Daryl told him no.
No. Rick sent Merle out on the job.
No, he didn't.
No,
he didn't.
Now he gave him the information, and Merle acted on his own with the information.
Oh, okay. I must have misunderstood the conversation. I thought Rick had actually sent Merle to do the job.
No.
No, Merle did that on his own.
Right. When he went to change his mind, he couldn't find him.
Daryl, when he was looking for like the telephone cords or something to tie Michonne up with, because if he knew that if he would have told Daryl, then Daryl would have tried to stop him.
See, that's because Merle said something to the effect of having me do the dirty work. And so that's why I assumed that Rick had actually sent them on the way.
Oh, no.
I actually watched the show live, and unfortunately I wasn't watching it alone, so I might have missed a couple things.
No, he was justifying his purpose of doing it.
Right.
To himself.
Because Rick was going to back out.
And why exactly did he bring that to Merle? Like, what made him decide to bring him into the inner circle for that particular thing?
I think because he knows, I guess they're not big fans of each other. And, he kidnapped her a few other times. He's got experience doing the thing, so.
I think they rationalized it on the show, actually.
Yeah, I think he brought the information to Merle because he was looking for validation, because he was thinking about actually doing the deed, and he knew that Merle would actually support him, and Merle ends up taking things into his own hands.
But it's interesting that out of everybody in the group, Merle's the one that said, "You're not going to do it." And he actually took it to heart because Merle said it.
Well, I think he brought it to Merle's attention for the same reason he brought it to Herschel's attention. He wanted validation either way. Like,
right.
For Herschel, he wanted someone to say, no, this is wrong, you can't do this. And from Merle's side, he wanted someone to say, yes, this is what you should do, let's get this shit done.
Mm-hmm.
So he spoke to
he
the
wanted
angel
someone who had a strong view to make the choice for him.
I don't know. I think that actually leads pretty well into his speech later on, where he totally went against everything he had said last season, where the Rictatorship was established, and he officially killed the Rictatorship in this episode, which I thought was kind of cool. I think it's the smartest thing he's done this entire show.
I wouldn't say all that, but
yeah, I wouldn't say that either.
I would say definitely one of the more intelligent things he did this season.
Yeah. I was shocked though to see the the bullet to the chest or whatever.
Yeah.
So quickly.
I can't believe, he got his ass whipped so quick, but he's like this big military experience dude. Like, that fight was all of
military experience.
I didn't think he was in the military. I thought he was just a good guy.
No, Merle was in the military.
What? You talking about the comic or you talking about this show?
In the show.
I do remember Merle being former military, yeah.
Wow, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah. They kept mentioning his military background. They mentioned it
Yeah, they mentioned it a bunch of times.
Yeah, they did.
The last 2 months.
I must have missed it.
Ass straight whipped.
Obviously, the governor moonlighted as an MMA fighter.
And he was also drunk, so he got wasted before he showed up.
I think Merle wanted just this all to end for him. Because you can see in this episode he was strongly conflicted on where to go after this. The one time he was actually allowed to just be him, he couldn't take it. So he decided, okay, I'm just going to go out my style.
I just checked. He was in the military, and he was kicked out of the military for punching out a superior officer. And that is in the TV show, first season episode.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
And he was a drug dealer between the military and the apocalypse.
He sold Walter White's crystal meth, the blue meth.
Yeah. Which is I thought it was funny. It's like he was looking around the prison looking for some drugs, tearing apart mattresses, doing whatever he could. It's like he was trying to. Yeah.
I was wondering.
Oh yeah, because in prisons, it's apparently that's a pretty good place for hiding, illegal contraband. That is very specifically what Merle was looking for with some drugs.
Yeah, he was looking for drink.
I was gonna say he should have checked the toilets too for drink.
Yeah.
That's where they make toilet wine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Very potent at this point.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is driving me crazy. Antonio, check the chat, please, for the love of God.
Talk. Oh, my camera's back.
How about Glenn and Maggie?
I want to talk about the ending, so I'm gonna wait to that part.
Oh, dude, was anyone, Aisha, maybe you might get this being a chick, but I would have been totally repulsed if some guy had come at me with an engagement ring that he, like, tore off a zombie's finger.
No, that was actually the romantic part.
No.
I understand what she's saying. Yeah, that's why it's good he cleaned it off.
That
Yeah.
was the romantic part. The other part was that he just threw it in her hand and said, "Will you marry me?" He didn't even say
No,
that.
that was cute. That was romantic. Like, that was
He could have at least dropped to one knee or something like that.
At least one knee.
Yeah, that is not his style. And that
My problem is where is he going to find a jeweler to fit the freaking ring?
My point exactly. Hey, you got to utilize the resources you got in hand.
In this case,
Yeah.
hands.
He went shopping.
You taking that?
He went down zombie aisle.
It depends. It's the end of the world. It's a nice ring. It shows that he wants to be mine forever, so I have no problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, come on. It's not like he could run down to KB Jewelers or whatever the hell and get something else.
APAC didn't do that.
I would have preferred a twisty tie ring over that.
I bet APAC didn't do that.
I'm so stupid because I never put two and two together. I thought he just snipped off those fingers and saved them for later. Swear to God.
Oh, Todd, you're not the only one. I had to tell DeAno what he was doing, so don't feel bad.
No, you didn't, Aisha. I was very well aware.
Sure you were.
I'd already read the reviews at that point, Aisha.
That speech from Herschel, I was like, oh, he's going to go hunt down a zombie for a ring.
There was a trend I noticed in this episode. It was all about losing fingers. The freaking governor bit off freaking Merle fingers.
Yeah.
The same fingers.
It was all about
fingers. I noticed that too.
That's actually a good point. I did not notice that, but that's a really good point.
Now Merle has half a hand as opposed to one hand.
All he got is a few fingers left.
I can't believe he didn't stab him or something, or like anything. He didn't do anything to the governor.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that part I really could believe. It's like, I mean, come on, dude, you have a knife attached to your hand. This really can't be that hard just to get in there and, hit him a few times.
Yeah. That girlfriend was screaming, "Why aren't you fucking punching him with your knife hand?" Over and over, she was screaming that.
But he went out his way. It's like I gotta admit, it's like at first, after he told Michonne that she could go, when he was sitting there in the car, finally having his whiskey, having the music up and whatnot with the walkers around him. It's like I honestly thought that I thought that he was just trying to end it. That he was just trying to lure the walkers in, just just finish me off, whatever. That he was just done at that point.
I thought he was going to drive through the Woodbury fence, bringing the walkers with him, right inside the city.
Isn't that what you said?
What?
Well, there was the problem with his strike. Was that he let the car stop way too soon. It should have went through the fence. It should have made the distraction a little deeper into town, and then he should have done his business, from the edge more.
Well, they were just at the meeting point. He wasn't actually at Woodbury proper.
Oh, that wasn't Woodbury?
No. It was the place where Rick and the governor had met up for the peace talks.
Yeah, that was the meeting place where the governor told him to exchange Michonne at. So it's like he just showed up to that meeting and raised a little bit of hell. It's like, I got to give props to Merle. It was a damn good plan.
Yes.
Yeah, but it wasn't good enough for him to wait for the governor to show up. He had to start capping people before the governor showed up.
Oh, he was there.
That's what gave him away.
No, the governor was there.
Well, he had to.
I think the way he did it was wrong. The way he started doing it, it was fine because his fire was covered by their fire.
Exactly.
Then you start picking people off too soon. They caught on to it.
Yeah. I think he should have waited for the governor to get closer for him to be able to take the governor out first, and then take everyone else out.
The only reason they caught on to it is because like half his damn muzzle was hanging out the window. Like, and then once again, his military background, he should have known. Like, you don't stick a muzzle out the window.
Yeah, you go back out from out the window. So yeah.
Shouldn't he have gone to higher ground, like an elevated platform?
Yeah, all he had to do is climb. So he just uses his 2 hands to climb. Oh wait.
Oh, I mean, not really. He didn't have enough time because the zombies were right on his ass, so he didn't have enough time to do that. I mean, the plan would have worked great. It's just they kind of dumb-sized down like how he was in the military, but like he did all these wrong things, got kicked 6 times in the ribs maybe, and then got his ass whipped by a dude with a comb over it and an eye patch.
With no peripheral vision, again. Or depth perception.
I think the director for this episode should probably get punched in the side of the neck.
How so? Why?
Because of all the reasons I just named off, like all his supposed experience just went down the shitter.
That just proves the writer's staff has no military experience.
Yeah,
Do we know really the background of the governor other than? I can't think of any of his background.
The only thing I know is Milton knew him.
Yeah, I was about to say the same
Yeah, I was
thing.
about to say him and Milton used to jump rope together as kids.
Play hopscotch and all that.
That makes people pretty good fighters, if Rocky's taught me anything.
Makes sense.
All right, so I cried at the end of the episode too.
Yeah, it's like that. That was awesome. Just before we get to that, I just want to say one more thing. It's like mainly about Michonne. Let's see. Hands wired up, wired to something, still manages to kill 2 walkers. Is there no limit to how badass she can be? It's like she decapitated that damn walker. It's like she was not fucking around.
Oh, she got skills.
Did anyone else notice like the parallels that they use between Daryl and Carol in the way that they had to see the person that they love the most as zombies? Did anyone catch on to that?
I did think about that. Wow, they put him.
Like they used the almost exact same frames as far as doing a close up to like Daryl crying and Carol crying, and then a close up of the eyes of the zombie love. Oh, and then a close up of the smashing.
I'm glad he carried through with it. Unlike the guy from the first season who didn't go through with it.
Now, do we think this is his redemption, or do you think that was nowhere close to enough to redeem him?
For Merle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no one's going to know what he did. So how would he be redeemed?
Which is even more heroic, they say.
Michonne knows.
No. Well,
Michonne doesn't know. She knows he went off that way. She has no idea what he planned to do. He didn't tell her.
Daryl knows.
He said, I have something I have to do. That doesn't, to me, translate into, oh, yeah, the people that wanted you, I'm going to go and assault them and kill as many of them as I can before they take me out. There's not really much correlation there.
Well, I was only thinking the release of Michonne as his redemption. But, yeah, not the actual attack of the compound.
Yeah, Merle the Martyr is not going to be the next big thing.
No.
Yeah,
and
I don't
in
think
3
so.
episodes, he shall rise.
I think Daryl might sort out at least basically what happened.
Daryl needs to sort out his hair.
I don't think it was a redemption.
I'm personally very bothered by Daryl's hair. It is very inappropriate. It's just not right. It's too swoopy for the zombie apocalypse. It's too.
You making fun of people with swoopy hair?
We might have a fight on our hands in this hangout.
But yeah, it just the whole. I think that he was redeeming himself just letting Michonne go, and I think anything after that was just icing on the cake. That's my thought personally.
Yeah. It's like, to extend on that a little bit, it's like I don't see it much as redeeming Merle in the eyes of anybody else except himself. It's like, and I think that's what it was all about. It's like he I do think that he wanted to change and be a new person, but he couldn't do that. So he went out on his own terms. He went out the way he wanted to go out.
Yeah.
Do you think he actually knew that he was going to die in that particular scenario?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
He had to accept it as a possibility, as a strong possibility. He was outgunned and outmanned and outhand. So it's like, I mean, he had to accept that as a very, very strong possibility going in.
Yeah, he knew that he couldn't, because he kind of said before that he couldn't stay with the Woodbury group, and he wasn't really welcome with the Rick group. So he was just like, well, what's gonna make Daryl what's gonna make Daryl happy? So he's just like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do so that his brother can be safe and happy, and just go from there. So
yeah,
I don't necessarily know if he thought he would have died or not, because
yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think so either, because that him dying causes a problem for the prison group. So what's your name, Reggie? What you just said made me think that for his brother, he's kind of putting his brother in danger by now making the Woodbury camp retaliate for his failed attack.
I mean, he knew that they were going to attack either way, so taking down as many guns as he could would be a positive thing.
That too.
Yeah, what Stacey said.
That's actually a very good point, is if he takes out a bunch of guns, that gives the prison folks more of a chance of surviving, and that might be why he shot them instead of waiting for the governor.
He just hoped for the governor. He just hoped, as long as he got his one target, he went out.
That's what he was trying to do. Is he was trying to take down as many people as he could, so they'd have less to deal with.
I have a different opinion on it. I think it was him retaliation for all the people he killed from the way he's been in the zombie apocalypse. Because before he joined up with Woodbury, he haven't killed anybody.
The 16 people.
Yeah, not by him being up under the governor, he became a killer, and that bothered his conscience. He didn't like it. So Michonne talked some, I don't want to say talk some sense in him. Michonne made him see that, hey, I need I'm not gonna fit in with either group. The least I can do is get back at the governor for making me who I am. To kill him, basically biting him off the fed him.
I agree with that, because y'all keep making him out to do something good for the group. I think it's all for himself. I think all that was for himself. I don't think it was for the good of the group. I think it was revenge for himself for what they made him not to be.
Right.
Quite possible. Yeah.
It just happens to fit the needs and the benefits of the group.
Which he said he's always the guy who does what he needs to do. He said that last night.
It fit my theory that he has more anger towards the governor than he should have more anger towards the governor than he does Rick.
I think the reason he doesn't do anything to Rick is because of Daryl.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what Michonne said. He didn't kill anybody until after he got with the governor. So it was like, everybody thinks he's this bad guy, and it was like he didn't really be, quote unquote, a bad guy until he got hooked up with the governor.
Well, it's like I'm not even sure if it was like after the governor. It's like, I mean, the conversation they had wasn't about since being a part of the governor's crew. It was about since the apocalypse started.
Yeah,
and there was a year that he was out there that he could have killed someone before he hooked up with the governor.
That Michonne asked him, how many men did you kill before the governor? And he was just silent with a sad face, like none.
Yeah,
Right.
it was implied that he hadn't killed anyone, any zombified person.
Before she got out of the car is when they had that talk.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's old, so he's probably been in the military for a while.
Mm.
So he probably killed people while he was in the military.
No.
Not necessarily.
No.
I was gonna say I was in the military. I never killed anybody.
11 or 12-year war that we just had.
Okay, well, this is TV.
Me neither, not that anybody knows about.
I need my heater. Sorry, I'm freezing. There we go.
Also, okay, something that gets me. This is completely off topic. Is Glenn, who's a cool character by the way, has got to be the whiniest male on the show. And he's the only guy whose life might actually be better after the apocalypse than it was before. Because he's got the hottest chick in the show.
Yeah, that's a very relative term.
He's a man now.
Only moved up since all this started, so I'll agree with that.
But I mean, I don't know, he's gotten kind of he's bitchier now than he used to be.
Well, let's hope married life calms him down a little bit.
And he stops chopping people's fingers off, or zombies' fingers off.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I just love how convenient everything is in the apocalypse. It's really easy to get stuff, apparently.
I don't know.
Yeah, just steal it from a walker.
Yeah. All right, so going forward, it's like we have one episode left, season finale. Wild speculation time. How are you guys calling this?
I still say Milton's gonna die. He's gonna do some stuff that'll turn everything around, and he's gonna be a hero, but he's gonna die for it. And what's his face from the first episode that just came back? Help me out here. What's his name?
What are you talking about?
Black crazy dude.
Out from the first episode.
Morgan?
The one who lost his son.
Thank you. Morgan is going to make some wild, crazy comeback and completely flip the game around.
I said that.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I said it.
Morgan's going to be a game changer.
Not the first part. I don't agree with Milton because I think he's part of the next generation of cast members. They're going to have to kill off some of the people who have been here for a while now.
Yeah, it's possible. It's like, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of bloodshed here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Off the top, it's like, well, it's like it's like Judith. I'm saying, sorry, kid, you're going to die.
No, I think the governor's gonna get her. I think the governor's gonna get her and take her as his own daughter that he lost, and Rick's gonna be pissed.
Oh, now that'd be an interesting twist.
That would be interesting.
He needs to become the new Rick. That's what I want.
Let's see. Who else are we saying is going to not be alive at the end of this season?
I can't say her name, but
she who will not be named.
She will not be named.
Yeah, I'm sure Kim Beasley would agree with that one. She's probably crossing her fingers and collecting rabbit's feet and everything else, hoping to God that happens. So she who should not be named. Who else?
My only prediction is the theme is going to continue, and any secondary character that gets any kind of development in an episode is just going to die.
I don't know. I think Carol has a chance of dying now that they've kind of... She's gone her full arc, really. I don't know that... They've given her an end with them telling her, or with them telling the audience, I should say, hey, this woman has actually grown into this strong, capable woman. We all know what happens to strong, capable characters that's not one of, like, the super main characters. They die. It just happens. I think Carol might be on the chopping block, too.
I don't think she'll be on there because Daryl just lost Merle, and they're kind of like in this like thing, whatever they're doing, and like that's He'll go cray-cray like Rick, and then all shit will break loose. And then
That makes Daryl even more tormented, which is his hair.
Well, I
Why
mean, it'll
did
be a
they
great
put those two together?
at that point.
I think now that Glenn and Maggie have gotten engaged, one of those two is going to die.
I was thinking that too, or both of them.
I don't think both of them's going to die. I think that they're going to perpetuate the everlasting sorrow with the zombie apocalypse. Just one of them's going to die.
I don't think so.
I think Maggie's the only survivor of that. I think Herschel's gone, Glenn's gone, Beth's gone.
Yeah.
Herschel,
Carol's gone.
Glenn cannot die until Maggie gets pregnant. That's just how it works.
Yes.
Yes.
Afterwards, they had dirty sex at the over, when they were on guard.
Yeah, exactly.
They got two
Exactly.
babies.
Is he'll die now, and then like at the funeral, she'll be like, "Oh, by the way."
Nah, dude, I've been calling this for how many episodes now that Maggie's gonna get pregnant?
Is he the only one? Like, who cares?
Yeah, you've been calling it for a couple of episodes.
You know Michelle ain't getting pregnant, so it gotta be.
I don't know, man. The way Carl's been looking at what's her face?
Hell.
Hey, we do know Carl has a thing for older women.
That would have been.
Oh.
So I think it'd be funny if Carol got pregnant and people go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that would have me scratching my head.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I think is going to be a big game changer? That group that went to the prison first and then went to the governor.
That's actually a very good point.
They're going to be the game changers.
Yeah.
Like, I disagree. It's like I was waiting to bring this up, but it's like some of y'all are saying that Morgan's going to be the game changer. No, it's going to be Tyrese and his sister.
That's what I was thinking.
Game changer of this whole thing. I do not think we will see Morgan in the finale. I don't think so.
Yeah, does Morgan even know how to get to or have the ability to get to the prison?
They told him where they were.
They did.
Busy clearing.
And he's coming.
Never underestimate
I
the
don't
power
think
of a
he's
crazy
coming.
person with a lot of time on his hands.
Never underestimate the power of foreshadowing.
True
And
enough. I don't see it.
Underestimate Michelle flipping off someone's jump.
I was going to say is everybody in that area knows where the prison is. They just don't think that anyone's in the prison. If you remember, the governor, when he was told that people were in the prison, he asked Milton, he's all like, I thought we, or maybe it was Caesar. He asked Caesar, I thought we couldn't take the prison. He knew where the prison was. He just didn't, he couldn't imagine that anybody would be in there.
Yeah, I think they said something about a red line that nobody was supposed to cross. There's too many zombies.
Yeah, exactly. I think everyone knows where the prison is. They just don't imagine that anybody could be in there.
Speaking of the prison, I couldn't help but continue to wonder last night, why the hell are they even still there? It makes no sense to me why at this point they wouldn't just run. The prison's overran. It's not worth staying, in my opinion. It's probably better.
It's safe.
Secure walls, something that you can control.
It has
Someplace
potential.
designed.
An army and a bunch of zombies find someplace else with potential might make more sense. They're women and children. There's like 3 people. It's not really a fair battle. You got one person with a sword and a couple of guns, and then a bunch of women and children.
But think about how much harder it would be for all those people to travel someplace. Not only do they not have 4 walls to protect them, I mean, it's easier to be weak and defenseless inside a place than it is to be weak and defenseless when you have nowhere to hide.
Plus,
Right. They also have a baby.
Travel
yeah,
across-
newborn.
Yeah, you can't really hide a newborn from the zombies.
Yeah.
They are very hard to keep quiet.
I can just imagine a little tiny silenced pistol and ass kickers all like, pow, pow, pow.
Yeah,
I think the jail there is no better place than a jail right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a big supply of food and such.
They got keys, they got locks, they got.
In my opinion, that's the main reason they're staying. If it wasn't for the food, I think they'd move on.
I would move on.
I wouldn't either. It's like a
Neither would I.
easily defensible position like that, where you can just lock it down and be done.
I would.
Right. They was planning on growing vegetables out there before they ran out the fence.
Yeah, it's like besides, like all the walkers do defenses. Like I mean, it'll take time, but that's something that can be fixed.
Me
I don't
personally,
understand why they can't defense the prison some more themselves. I mean, they've got to have freaking those spikes that come out of the street. I mean, they've got to have those to stop cars from breaking prisoners out in the first place. Put some of those around their more indefensible areas so that you can't drive zombies in again.
But even when it's all over, you're going to have a bunch of butthurt from people who lost loved ones in Woodbury. You know, even if the governor's gone, even if they destroy like 90% of the town, then you've got 10% left, and someone's got a vendetta. You killed my brother, and you gotta think about that for the rest of your life. I just don't see the prison as being worth it anymore.
So what? They moved to some neighborhood to a very less defensible house and have the same thing happen?
Exception proves the rule. If there's a governor out there ruling some town with an iron fist, there's probably somebody nice out there running someplace with a velvet glove.
That's a big probably.
Yeah, that was called the farm.
Yeah. In case there's ever a zombie apocalypse or anything, I'm officially calling this, Todd, you are not our leader. This plan sucks, dude. There's probably we got some good... Fine.
There's an apocalypse, we going straight to an army base.
For real.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Seal Beach Base, just down the street.
I will go to an army base or a prison or something like that, something that I can defend.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to think about, though. Like, those fools got 50 cals, probably Mark 19s.
They're loaded up a 50 cal in Humvee.
Yep. They got the Mark 32, because that was a preview for next episode. So that's a 6-cylinder multi-grenade launcher. And, like, I would leave. Personally, I would leave. Like, a rifle ain't stopping no damn explosions. I'm sorry. And a 50 cal will eventually go through brick and the cylinder blocks at the prison. So I would not hang around.
I would stay, but I would use tactics to stop them. 'Cause if they only got a 50 cal, you just take the 50 cal out. If they only got a grenade launcher, you take that out without them knowing. Well, not
easier said than done.
They don't know it exists yet. That's the problem. Is they don't know that they have a freaking grenade launcher. Like that has not even entered their consciousness yet.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to see how it plays out. Any more wild speculation?
I think they'll get forced out the back of the prison, to be honest.
They did show them packing up. And when I saw them packing up, I'm like, oh, they leaving the prison. I wonder where they're going.
I think if they're packing up, they're just going to a different part of the prison. Mm-hmm. That's my theory.
They might be packing up just in case they do get overran, and then they have to bail out the back.
True enough.
They need a backup.
All right, the big one. At the end of the season, Governor alive or Governor dead?
Alive.
Yeah, I think he's going to be alive.
What was the question again?
At the end of this season, after everything's said and done, Governor alive or Governor dead?
Yeah, alive.
Alive.
He'll be alive.
I got someone saying dead here.
Yeah, I'm going to say dead.
I'm going to say dead.
By who?
A dying Carol.
Good one.
Milton.
I would jump up and applaud if she did that.
Yeah, I kind of see Milton. I just think it's going to come down.
What about the one who can't be named? You don't think that person killed the governor?
I think she will.
No, I think she's going to be dead by then.
Yes.
I think she's going to be dead at the beginning of the episode. At least I'm hoping.
Hmm.
No, it ain't that easy.
I felt Kim in my head just for a second there. Where did that come from?
It's going to have to be Rick if anybody's going to kill him, because Rick really needs redemption at this point. Talk about Merle's redemption. Rick needs redemption.
It would be symmetry if it were Rick. It really would, but...
Why can't it be Michonne?
Nope. It's a little last I'm telling you.
It'd be nice if Michonne took his other eye.
Michonne. There's too much built up there for her to be able to kill him. That's... I don't know. It has to be someone you don't expect. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Michonne's like going to bust up in there being a badass. Like, it's too obvious. It can't be someone
Yeah,
else.
I don't think She had her chance. I don't think she'd get it again.
It'd be kind of cool if she took his other eye, though.
It would be.
that would be hilarious.
No, take a hand. You gotta take a hand. You can't take the other eye.
Oh, why not? It's like, I mean, at this point, it's like just pick a body part.
We won't go there.
I was hoping somebody would go there. It's like I opened it up for just that reason.
Yeah, and you know what? But we've never gotten to. It hasn't gotten that extreme with the governor for it to go where the comics went, for instance. You know, there was like that real revenge on the governor, and yeah, he's a scumbag, but not that part of this. You know, yet. I don't think they've showed it enough to chop that part.
Yeah. We do still have one episode to go, and it's going to be a good one. It's like, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. All right. Yeah, for everyone out there, if you'd like to join us for an episode of Geeks Around, we're at geeksitaround.com. If you have anything for us, anything you want to say, you can email us, geeksitaround@gmail.com. We'll be back next week, 2 hours early, for the Walking Dead finale discussion. My name is DeAno Jackson, your executive producer, and we are out.